Well, the Supreme Court, meanwhile, has refused to entertain a PIL challenging the decision of state governments of Gujarat and Uttarakhand to set up a committee for introducing Uniform Civil Code. The apex court stated that the constitution of such committees cannot be challenged for being ultra-vires to the constitution, as there was nothing wrong for the states to constitute these committees under Article 162 of the Constitution, which gives the power to the executive to do so. So both Uttarakhand and Gujarat governments have constituted these committees to look into the issue of implementation of Uniform Civil Code in the state. And now the Supreme Court has said that it will desist from any intervention in this case. This is an important issue again for the simple fact that it's not going to be just two states. Of course, it will also lead to other states taking similar steps. The BJP has been in favor of Uniform Civil Code. Certain parts of the country, like in Meghalaya, there have been dissenting voices, like you had Meghalaya CM earlier today commenting that it may not be an appropriate idea to implement for the tribal communities. Harish joining us with more. Yes, Harish, over to you. If you can take us through the important updates on this. Insofar as the constitution of committees are concerned to examine implementation of UCC, the top court has refrained from intervening. Is that a correct interpretation?
Yes, that's right. And this is keeping in tune with the earlier stand of the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. Remember, last Friday, while hearing the petition filed by BJP leader Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay, seeking a direction to the center to draft the Uniform Civil Code also. Chief Justice had said that almost the same thing, said that this is the domain of the legislature and the parliamentary sovereignty, and this is not an arena where courts can is the pure domain of the legislature. So, in a way, he has repeated today saying that the court will not interfere in this matter, and also added that under Article 162 of the Constitution, even the state can legislate on issues like the divorce, inheritance, adoption, maintenance, alimony, and guardianship, and therefore the committee is formed by the state governments in Uttarakhand and Gujarat and other BJP-ruled states to examine the feasibility of drafting a uniform civil code for the state is absolutely valid, and there is no ground for Supreme Court to intervene. So a very, very significant statement coming in from the Supreme Court while dismissing the plea filed by an Allahabad High Court advocate who had said that only the center can draft a UCC under the guidance of the Supreme Court, and every state cannot draft separate UCC, and this has to be stopped. This exercise has to be stopped by the Supreme Court, and the committee formed by the state need to be scrapped. So, Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, giving a go-ahead to these states, all of them BJP-ruled states, to go ahead with the working.
Because the court believes there is nothing unconstitutional about it. Do stay with us, Harish. There's another important story from the Supreme Court that we are coming back to you for. But before that, let's listen in to what Meghalaya CM Conrad Sangma had to say on this issue.
It is a private member's bill. It's not a government bill, number one. And hence, there was no specific information that this particular bill was being brought in was there because it was a private member's bill. So private member's bill can come up, and it has come up. So that's number one. So it's not a government bill, it's a private member's bill. Number two, the Uniform Civil Code and the kind of approach that is there to the Uniform Civil Code will very, very extremely and in a very negative manner impact the culture and the way of life of the tribes of the Northeast and the culture of the Northeast, and especially among the matrilineal tribes, especially in the state of Meghalaya. So therefore, for us as a party, I don't want to say as a government right now, but I'm speaking as a political party, we are very clear that Universal Civil Code is something that cannot be accepted by the National People's Party.
Well, this is interesting. National People's Party happens to be an NDA ally. And this is one of the first dissenting voices from the BJP allies saying it is not acceptable for the tribal communities when it comes to the UCC.